Are you tired of typing out manual HTML tags and attributes? What if I told you there was a hidden VS Code feature that could save you hours of time? In this video, we're going to be going over everything you need to know to get started with Emmet in VS Code. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jeremy, and this channel is all about helping you to become a better developer with the latest tools and techniques. All right, let's get started. So what is Emmet exactly? Emmet is a plugin built into VS Code that allows you to write HTML and CSS using a shorthand syntax. Instead of typing out long lines of code, you can use simple abbreviations and Emmet will generate the corresponding code for you. So for example, let's say you want to create a div element with a class of container. With Emmet, all you have to do is type in div.container and hit tab. As you can see, Emmet will generate the full HTML code for you. But Emmet can do much more than just simple elements with classes. You can use it to generate complex structures such as grids, tables, and even entire web pages. And the best part? It's super fast. You've already seen how to create a simple HTML tag with Emmet. You can also add the attributes as well. So for example, if I want to add an href to an anchor tag, I'm just going to type a bracket href equals pound and then close my bracket and hit tab. And we can see that I have an anchor with an href. Emmet makes it super easy to nest elements within each other. For example, to create a div element with an h1 inside, you simply type div greater than h1 and hit tab. Emmet will generate the nested HTML code for you. You can also create multiple of an item. For example, create a list with 3 items. You type in ul greater than li times 3. And we can see that Emmet generates the nested HTML code for an unordered list with 3 list items. You may not always want elements to be nested inside other elements, but rather have adjacent elements. Emmet can handle that as well. For example, to create a heading level 2 before the list, you can type in h2 plus ul greater than li times 3. And here we can see that the heading level 2 is before the unordered list. So it's definitely useful to generate all these tags, but there's no content in them. So to do that, we use curly brackets. Here, I'll type in h1, curly bracket, top games, and we can see that Emmet places top games inside the h2. Instead of copying and pasting lorem ipsum text, you can use Emmet to generate it for you. Just type in lorem, and Emmet will generate a paragraph of lorem ipsum text for you. If you need more text, you can type in lorem times 3 to get even more text. Emmet can also be used for writing CSS properties. For example, to add a margin of 10 pixels, I can just simply type M10 and tab, and I get a 10 pixel margin. You can also type OH for overflow hidden. And these are just a few examples of how Emmet can help you write code faster and more efficient. As you become more comfortable with Emmet, you'll find that you'll save tons of time and effort when coding. You'll find a complete list of all the abbreviations in the Emmet documentation. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. Alright, now that you've seen how Emmet works, let's talk about how to add our own abbreviations. Snippets are custom abbreviations that you can create to generate frequently used code. For example, if you find yourself typing out the same block of HTML code over and over again, you can create a snippet to generate that code with just a few keystrokes. So to build on one of our previous examples, let's say we're commonly typing out an unordered list with 3 list items. To create a snippet for this, we would need to create a snippets.json file. So here I'm going to name this snippets.json. And then inside the snippets.json, we can see that we have an HTML snippet, and we're going to call it ul3, that generates an unordered list with 3 list items in it. Now that we have our snippets.json, we just need to add this file to the Emmet's extension path. So we'll open up settings. I'm going to use command, comma, and then type in Emmet. And here we can see that we have the Emmet extensions path. So we're going to add an item, and then we're just going to type in the path to the directory that the snippets.json lives in, and then click OK. Now, if we type in ul3, we can see that we get an unordered list with 3 list items in it. So you may be asking, what's the difference in just creating a normal snippet in VS Code and doing this? Well, with Emmet snippets, you can use them as building blocks. So for example, if we wanted to do an h2 before our list items, we would just type in h2 plus ul3. And we get our heading before the unordered list. And that's it. We've gone over everything you need to know to get started using Emmet and save a ton of time. If you enjoyed this video about Emmet, go check out my last video on using Prettier in VS Code. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.